Hello, everyone. My name is Rick Jors. I am an overseer of the planetary ascension in the least. And yes, I'm connected directly to Source, Prime Creator, God, whatever you may wish to call that, let's say, conscious entity that is very real and very powerful. And, in this time upon the planet, and what I've titled this live in this message is the micro battle, which I mean the battle that has begun for many within to empower themselves and to change reality, but also the macro battle that is out there worldwide. What everyone is contending with at this time. So with this overall ascension, the planet is ascending into a heaven on earth scenario is what is occurring. And to do that, the choice needs to be made to leave the old behind and all of the old power structures. So what I do is I monitor everything occurring upon the planet as an overseer, a divine overseer. This is part of my job, divine job, to monitor this, but also to affect in areas where things need to be tweaked up. For you see, I'm a powerful creator as well, connected straight to Father, Prime Creator, and Mother, Prime Creator aspects, both. And it takes both with this planetary ascension for reasons that I will not get into, for the message is not about that at this time. Having said this, one of the things that we have been doing, we do have the vehicle for humanity to ascend to the heaven on earth scenario. But what has been occurring during the course of transitioning humanity into that, what is identified as many obstacles that needs to be transitioned and cleared up. And of course, we're dealing with consciousness here upon the planet, and everything is connected to this overall ascension. And the main thing with this ascension is the consciousness and the upliftment in it. Now, upon the planet, there are many genuine leaders, speakers of the people. However, what has occurred with a lot of these speakers, genuine leaders for the people yet, they still are not fully awake into the level of consciousness required for them to see that it takes the worldwide unity. So what we're seeing, for example, with Bossy in Australia, Patriots in US, and of course, other areas all around the planet, we are seeing good souls that are attempting to do their best in steering and guiding humanity forward. However, one of the biggest obstacles that I observe constantly, but having said that, I am seeing the transitioning in the consciousness as we speak, especially over the last few days. But the biggest hindrance with taking the ascension rapidly forward, and with this, if all things aligned favorably with the heaven on earth scenario, we could be there in as quick as 1 month. However, during the course of getting to that point, there are so many variables that need to be tweaked up through creation and consciousness. So, the main hindrance is that we have a lot of these, what you call truthers, freedom fighters, leaders, speakers of the people out there. However, their focus seems to remain on fighting with the governments, fighting within the governments to attempt to get decisions, to control the governments, if you will. And, you know, what comes with that also is everyone wanting justice, you know, the aggression part of that, justice, vengeance. They're wanting accountability. But what occurs with this, it keeps a low density fear into the reality. And what fear does, fear blinds, and aggression is also fear, and it blinds from seeing the most obvious and simple solutions. For their focus is on the fight, and they're not thinking at times about the real solution, which we already have here upon the planet. And consciousness will not see it, and you will not have competence to see the simple solution in awakened ones when their focus is still upon the fear narrative and the aggression that is involved with the fight, that's involved with the battle. And again, the battle has already been won. Everything is ordained upon the planet, how everything goes forward to the heaven on earth scenario. The only thing that is not constant, is ordained, is the amount of linear time it takes to achieve that full heaven on earth scenario. So, as I mentioned earlier, one of my divine tasks upon the planet is to tweak up events, to tweak up and align everything possible so that very quickly we come to this heaven on earth scenario for all of humanity, and of course the deliverance out of the evil density evil world. With the ascension, everyone stays upon this planet at least until the 5D state of being is achieved, and that is the state of being where there is no more actual darkness or nefarious beings in the dimensional reality. And with that, again, the planet is very quickly cleaned up. So getting back, you know, to the obstacles, we have these awakened ones, but they're not fully awakened yet to know the simplicity of upon the planet of gathering the worldwide voice in conjunction with all of the evidence, of the actual darkness, and taking things forward focused on the solution in the unity. However, what they do is they're staying in the fight, and they're not listening yet fully, and their focus is on solutions that still disempower the people and keep the darkness, if you will, the remnants of darkness. It keeps them in power because they're still controlling the two main things that keep the people suppressed, and that is the money and what the darkness calls their lawful structure. So these are the two main hindrances and disempowering mechanisms to humanity. But what you have, and unbeknownst to them, you have leaders, speakers, genuine ones of the people that just have not awakened to the next level to see the absolute solution that we have here for them, which is gpms.world. And what they'll tend to do without seeing the absolute free, liberating, and abundant solution, they go through a trial and error process, seeing what would work and benefit humanity without recognizing the main mechanisms that the darkness used to control humanity. And that main mechanism is the illusion that only a few can create money and value, and also the illusion by saying that everyone has to adhere to their laws, if you will. And, the only way to circumvent that and to really liberate humanity is you have the majority upon the planet that are good-hearted souls, if you will, and only want peace, prosperity, and all the good things. So with that, the majority is already ready upon the planet. They only need the leaders, the speakers for them to give them the gpms.world, the absolute simple solution, so that the majority voice is very rapidly created worldwide. So everyone needs to understand that a majority voice worldwide, don't look at the countries. The countries were designed to separate and keep fighting and all of the lesser virtuous and empowering things. It needs to be done worldwide. And this is what we're doing with GPMS. When you collect the majority voice worldwide in favor of this new heaven on earth scenario that GPMS presents, when you have this majority voice, it is done. Nothing can go against it. Even now, nothing can go against what we're doing with this worldwide vote referendum right now, even though it's very small. Nothing can oppose it, what it is, when you look at the GPMS solution. And, we've kept it so simple, and it's common sense, and it's logical. Yet, as we said, because of the leaders and speakers of the people, they have not just fully awakened to consciously see how it is the absolute most simple and most instant solution. But having said that, over the last few days, I do see improvements that some of these influencers of the people, in the alternative news and what have you, they are beginning to change their narrative, because it has to become aligned with the true freedom vehicle for humanity and the ascension vehicle. So it is occurring, and I'm so grateful to finally begin to see that. And that also means there is an upliftment, again, an upward shift in the consciousness. So all of the QAnon and Patriots and what have you, it was all instrumental during your course of learning and getting all of the truth, all of the information that you needed so that you could choose the simple new world. Meaning that you weren't given all this information to stay in the battle, constantly fighting. That's not what it's about. You were given all this information so that you worldwide, you unite with this information. And if you need to convince any of the unawakened masses that are left with this worldwide voice, which is huge, they carry the information worldwide, and very quickly it becomes undeniable, irrefutable to those that are not awake. Once you have this huge united voice worldwide, standing together as one with all of the documented evidence, it's all over. Upon the planet also, we see ones putting the emphasis on the military movements, the white hats, if you will. Now, with this, I ask each one of you to ask yourself this question, but also to speak freely on whatever social media you are on. Does it really make sense that you would have white hat military movements while there is still dark in power in the governments? Why is there not any confrontation? Well, one of the reasons why is, from their good intent and co-creators knowing that they can affect reality, they are putting the twist on military movements, which are not fully and really what is going on. And, they're doing that in attempts to keep everything positive and to keep everyone in the highest vibration, which is important as well. However, there comes a time to know that in reality, no military or small contingent can act worldwide on any of the remaining darkness. The only way that it can be done, if it needs to be done, is once you have the worldwide voice consenting it. And I don't wish to get into martial law or military or any of their legal, lawful definitions and with this. So I wish to keep it simple. But what I wish to say is that, the simple solution is all of you influencers that are out there, all of you true leaders and speakers for the people, your focus now should be on unity. There are more than enough awake and more than enough that wants this new world. In fact, there's about 85% at least. So your focus should be on there, and that's what ends all of the games. For the last several years, you've been rooting and rooting, looping and looping and looping. With Donald Trump, he was given the order when he was in office in, I believe, 2018-19 linear time to release and to begin to unseal the sealed indictments. That was the end all, had he done that. For within the indictments, it connected the crime syndicate worldwide. And had he done that, began to unseal all of that, that would have been more than enough proof for the masses worldwide to accept the new world in the unity to create it. However, for whatever reasons, without getting into that was not done. And what you quickly saw is, let's say, Biden coming into power, most recently Dan Andrews back in power in Australia, and even Trudeau last year, I believe, coming back into power. And when you look at these leaders, government leaders and country leaders, then you look at, what their intent is, and I don't need to go into that. You need to ask yourself another deeper question. If the White Hats is really in control, and let's say with one of the timelines or one of the narratives of Nasara and Jassara, if this was actually true, you would not be having leaders still imposing hardship in every way upon the people. It doesn't make sense at all. So with that, these are divine brothers and sisters that are caught in these lower consciousness narratives as well, need to wake and leave the support of that and unite as the one unit. So it's all, the great news is, it's all preordained, the ascension. It's all orchestrated and designed that it does come into fruition, the heaven on earth scenario. However, the quicker that the leaders and speakers of the people awaken to that next consciousness level to know that the absolute solution is just uniting the people worldwide. We have the strategy, we have the plan, we have the full platform for the new reality for all the people. Everything is all here, the entire vehicle. So once you have, the prominent influencers of the people, the genuine people, all in alignment, and speaking the new world, GPMS, then very quickly it gets done. And as I said earlier, this can still occur in about a month. We can have this rapid transition, for there is nothing has to be thought out. Nothing has to be planned with gpms.world. It's already all here. It's already laid out, all of the framework, all of the groundwork, and very simply, everyone instantaneously, I wish to say, can acclimatize into this new world. However, also there is a preparation process as we go towards the new world for, again, back with the micro battle. Ones have been forced over the last few years to go inside and to reevaluate their acts, their actions, their emotions, and to overcome at least a good portion of the fear aspect individually they had within them. But what occurs also upon the planet, it's a misconception to think you need all awake. You do not. There are very powerful divine ones that are here upon the planet that affect all of reality. And having said that, I like to sometimes just say, if we had 8,000 in unison that were, let's say, higher consciousness light leaders and knew that they were here for the mission, if we had 8,000 of these genuine, virtuous, divine ones all together in GPMS now, the ripple effect of that, the energetic effects of it, would do it. So, again, we don't need the huge numbers to set into virality the vehicle to the new world, GPMS. We only need the right ones speaking the right simple things to do that and to effect it. And, part of these 8,000 that I speak of, these are ones that know that they're able to manifest and effect reality. They know, at least at a marginal scale, that they can co-create. However, in this great time, when you have 8,000 of them in unison with a combined energetic effect, it is exponentially many times larger, which affects the whole planet. For you are looking at individuals that are not human. They are divine humans, and they have a greater effect upon reality. So, simply, again, it's not fighting that gets it done. It's the uniting. And any time that ones go into that aggression to fight, it creates a lower density energy in the environment. And because of that, ones become inundated with this density, trying to the divine awakened empaths to keep transitioning the density so all of humanity doesn't fall, if you will, into oblivion. But of course that doesn't happen. But I need to say this to make the point. While all of these are steering the people to be aggressive and with the lesser acts, what they're doing is they're prolonging the ascension, the purity of it, and they keep creating negative things. So, and they create that through the fight and wanting justice, and some that wants justice, they'll say, we want to lock them up or we want to execute them. When you begin to do that, no, that is not, it comes from anger and it comes from fear. And again, that creates the density. what everyone needs to know, with your full trust and faith in God and in yourself, that you keep the focus on the good things, it takes you forward. And any of these remnants of darkness, they are indirectly and automatically dealt with the forces of divinity, of God and Creator, and also by energy, that you don't need to put your focus on getting accountability, getting justice, or whatever. By keeping your focus on going forward, these just vanish, that you don't need to put any time into it. So it needs to be more consciously known that where you put your focus and your attention now on the new reality, it saves you a lot of work, and you will not become distracted by fighting governments and old things that no longer serve humanity, and things in the future, very near future, are not run that way. So what GPMS is, for anyone that may be new, gpms.world is the website where what is occurring, we are collecting the worldwide vote of every one of you, every child, woman, and man as well. And again, the children are so important, and they have a lawful say in this. And even if a child is 1 minute old, the child's parents, guardians, can also register their vote for them. So in this great time, once we have the majority vote with the gpms world, what creates the heaven on earth scenario, once we have that, it's all done. Your battle is all over. And this is why we say focus on the worldwide unity. And, just to throw a couple numbers, if you look worldwide at the present governments in so-called power, that number is about 46,000 individuals. Look at the 6 billion plus people in the world. How can 46,000 dictate the choices of the 6 billion? For what GPMS is, it's concrete. There are no loopholes in it because it's divine. It is the new reality for humanity, and 46,000 individuals are not going to keep the masses from choosing it. It's that simple. So the divine plan and the deliverance has been made very simple, that each one just needs to choose it in the now. Hello, Jacqueline, come to visit. So, having said that, anyone watching this, and if you know influencers of the people, that have that people do listen to, please get this message to them to assist in awakening them a little bit further, and perhaps they'll see the absolute simple solution and become competent towards the unity effect, and to get this mission over as soon as possible in linear time. I know I am tired, and I know all of you are as well, so it makes the most common absolute sense to just unite and get it all completed as soon as possible. When you look at how much misery does humanity, have to endure. Ones say they need to be pressured to wake up. No, there's more than enough awakened once they're in alignment with the unity in the new world. The rest waken by default. So don't get caught in those misconceptions, and don't be supporting something that is prolonging the ascension and something that is constantly creating hardship, misery, and even death upon the planet. Common sense would say, why would you keep supporting a world that keeps inflicting hardship, misery, pain, death, and suffering, when you have the choice to stop it right now in this moment. And GPMS is the instrument to do it. And, look at with your impressions, okay, looks like a hippie bum, if you will, doing what we are doing. And, this is part of my disguise. I am not from the cabal, the elites, and all of that, with their fake riches. I am genuine and coming right from the heart and the consciousness, and of course from Prime Creator. And I'm here to do a mission, and a very important mission. And I would not even be doing the things I do, and I would not even be speaking about these things today if I did not fully know that it's guaranteed what we're doing upon the planet. And there is no fear within I, because there is that full conviction that everything we are doing is divinely ascertained. So there's no questioning, there's no doubt with it. So we remain persistent, and we very quickly persevere, and hopefully we persevere very quickly rather than later. And also the gpms.world, what it does, it limits the chaos on the way getting to the new world. So right at this time you have the GPMS vehicle, if you will, to the new world, which limits the chaos with the ones into that know what is coming. And the chaos on the outside, it constantly limits it as we go forward, because everyone has a choice with it, and it becomes most common sense to choose the new world with that. But, however, having said that, love, light, and gratitude, and this means unity together, and V for victory in the least, and all good things. So love, light, and gratitude, couple winks, and I'm very happy, as I said, to finally see some of the false narrative leaders beginning to converge into the right way, and to stop misleading the people, so that we get this planetary ascension and mission over with. Love, light, and gratitude, and have an amazing morning, day, or night, wherever you may be. Thank you.